That's right. That's right, monkey dog. Winnie, 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 nay, nay. So, woof. Did not finish above 30 or 35. Thanks to GameStop releasing an 8K earlier today, saying they're reserving the right to sell, 45 million shares. Instantaneously giving shorts 45 million shares to locate, and then absolutely hammered it a couple hours before open down to $20. It bounced around $20 all day. We had a little bit of a power hour push, got us up to 22 and change. There were about 50 million options in the money, or sorry, 5 million shares in the money, 50,000 options. Looking at the open interest now, I got 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 28, 29, 32, 33, 34, 35, 30, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. We got 55,000 options for 5.5 million shares in the money. It's okay. I think they hedged for about that much because they were originally hedging for about 30 million shares being in the money. So I don't know if we will get gamma on Monday. We finished above max pain, just barely, or at max pain maybe, because the max pain moved to 22, so finished kind of around max pain. I really, 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 really hope GME has something planned, because I can't see a reason why they released the 8K before open rather than releasing it after close. They could have released it after close, and this stock would have closed about $40. The pullback was hard, really hard. And of course, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking. Like yesterday, I was like, well, maybe I should wait until tomorrow to buy my options. Like, nah, we'll buy them tonight. Oh, should have listened to that little voice in my head. So, yeah, we'll go over the 8K here in a sec. I'm going to use the shit show intro because shit show it is.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, intro off. No Martinellis. Mason jar of water. So you can't even face us. You had to turn around. Look at you. Okay. 8K. That's what we're gonna do. 8K. Barrel. Not that one. This one. Why aren't you doing your thing? Bam, bam. There we go. Okay. So, teeny tiny little writing. So, basically, May 17th, 2024, GameStop entered into an open market sale agreement with Jefferies LLC, providing for the sale of the company's shares of its Class A common stock, par value, per share, from time to time through a sales agent in connection with the company's at-the-market offering program. Pursuant to the proposal implemented, pursuant to the prospectus supplement relating to the offering that has been filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the company may sell up to 45 million common shares. The common shares are being offered and sold pursuant to the company's automatic self-registration statement from Form S-3 filed with the SEC on May 17, 2024, which became effective immediately upon filing, and the prospectus supplement. From time to time during the term of the sales agreement, the company may deliver a placement notice to the sales agent specifying the lengths of selling period, amount of common shares to be sold, any limitations on the number of shares that may be sold at any one trading day, and the minimum price below which sales may not be made. Upon its acceptance of the placement notice from the company, the sales agent will use its commercially reasonable efforts consistent with its normal trading and sales practices to solicit offers to purchase common shares under the terms subject to conditions set forth in the sales agreement by means of ordinary brokers transactions on the New York Stock Exchange, in negotiated transactions, or in transactions that are deemed to be at the market offering, as defined in Rule 415A4 under the Securities Act of 1933. As amended, in block transactions, sales made directly on the principal market, as defined in sales agreements, or sales made into other existing trading markets of common shares. The company may instruct sales agent not to sell common shares if the sales cannot be effected at or above the price designated by the company in any placement notice. The company or sales agent may suspend the offering of common shares anytime upon proper notice and subject to other conditions. The company will pay the sales agent a commission for its services in acting as agent, and the common shares sales agent will be entitled to compensation in an amount of up to 1.5% of the gross price of all the common shares sold through it under the sales agreement. Under terms of the sales agreement, the company may also sell common shares to the sales agent as principal for its own account at a price to be agreed upon at the time of sale. If the company sells common shares to the sales agent as principal, it will enter into separate sales agreement with the sales agent, and the company will describe such agreement in a separate prospectus supplement or pricing supplements. The offering of common shares pursuant to the sales agreement will terminate upon the earlier of 1, the sales of all common shares subject to the sales agreement, or 2, termination of the sales agreement. The sales agreement may be terminated by the sales agent or the company at any time upon 10 days notice, and by the sales agent at any time in certain circumstances, including suspension of trading of common shares in the New York Stock Exchange or the occurrence of material adverse change in the company's business. The company made certain customary representation, warranties, and covenants concerning the company and the common shares in sales agreement, and agreed to indemnify the sales agent against certain liabilities, including liabilities under the Securities Act. Olshan from Wolski, counsel of the company, has issued a legal opinion regarding the legality of the issuance and the sale of common shares. A copy of such legal opinion, including consent included therein, is attached as Exhibit 5.1 hereto. The company intends to use the net proceeds from the offering, if any, for general corporate purposes, which may include acquisition and investments in accordance with our investment policy. So that's a big old circle, that guy. The sales agreement is filed as Exhibit 1.1 hereto, incorporated therein by reference. The descriptions of material terms of sales agreement is qualified in its entirety by reference to such exhibit. This current report on Form 8K shall not constitute an offer to sell or solicitation of an offer by any securities, nor shall there be any sale of these securities in any state, jurisdiction in which an offer, solicitation, or sale would be unlawful prior to registration or qualification under the securities laws of any state, such state, or the jurisdictions. Okay. So, they're definitely saying like this has to do with investments. Lots of rumors going around that it has to do with, share issuances for obtaining the BBBY Knowles. I still don't know why they filed this morning and not this afternoon. That's one thing that I don't get. Don't you want like tens of millions of shares to go in the money and have your stock price go absolutely bonkers and then issue this thing? Because then you can sell into the market at $100 a share, $500 a share, etc. I don't understand why they did it the way they did it. I'm sure there's a plan. It's people know more than me, bigger than me, smarter than me. I figured this all out, and they know exactly what they're doing. But the mysteries of it all really really, so, wah, 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 wah. So, what do you guys got? What's on your brains? What's happening? What's licking your wounds like I am? Matthew Hockbon first. Bill Coin last. No, you're second, silly. Lisa Sa. How are your GME call options doing? It took some wonderful profits from covered calls collapsing today. Well, that's good. At least somebody got something out of it. I was down immediately 71% at open with a little push at the end of the day. And power hour, I ended up down only 50% on my calls. So, I mean, volatility's back. There's that one short seller who said something on Twitter today that was like, sometimes a pullback is just the gun cocking, which is a pretty funny quote. I like. Who is it that said that? You guys can remind me. McDougal and the Black Sheep. So, is the play now to wait for the real estate bubble to crash? The market for MOAS. I mean, it's one of the plays. I do think weird things are going to happen with GME. It's just not going to happen on Monday. like we had hoped. I was pretty certain that if we close above 35, we would see stock prices in the hundreds for GameStop, if not higher. But you know, we're still up. We're up on the week. Don't mix bones about it. We're up. I'm licking wounds, but I'm still up 4 or 5x on the week. I was up 40x at one point, but anyway. So I'm still technically green. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's that kind of thing that we're doing right now. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. How's that work, Monkey? She's a floor dog over there. She doesn't care. Pastor Button around. We close above 22, boys. That's a couple drips of fuel for the rocket ship. There we go. Phil Clayton, Houston. Hey, GME announced they could sell up to 45 million shares. That's close to $1 billion at today's price. Hope they wait until another price spike, though, to really cash in. I wonder if they will do a sales at the market, or if, like they said here, they can negotiate sales. So they might have someone they're merging into and just do a little swap of shares, if that were the case. I'd be very curious as to how that works. Chris Taylor, what a week! Wow! It's not boring. I'll tell you that much. 5 shows this week because every day is just a wild little ride, and man. All right. Legacy Den Productions, Houston. Does this S3 filing have anything to do with Teddy or BBY Fisher's Mattress Commanders? Oh yeah, the S3 filing. I didn't do that one. I did the 8K. Let's look at the S3. 425. There you go. Automatic shelf registration statement. There we go. That's the next one. This one is long. Long and teeny tiny. So let me find some good bits here real quick. We may offer and sell from time to time securities, blah, blah, blah. Provide you with prospectus supplement. This prospectus is part of an automatic shelf registration. We can find more information, incorporation of certain references. Risk factors. An investment in our securities involves significant risk. Before purchasing any securities, you should carefully consider the risk factors incorporated by reference in this prospectus, including the risk factors contained in our annual, quarterly, and current reports. Additional risk factors specific to particular securities will be detailed in one or more supplements to this prospectus. If any of these risk factors actually occur, our business results of operations, financial conditions, cash flows, and prospects, the market price of our common stock, and ability to satisfy any debt service obligations may be materially adversely affected. That's all the standard boilerplate there. Cautionary statement, forward-looking statements. Competitive nature of industry, including competition from multi-channel retailers, e-commerce businesses, and other retailers. This cyclicality of the video game industry, our dependence on timely delivery of new and innovative products from our vendors, impact of technological advances, blah, 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 boilerplate. Volatility in our common stock price, including volatility due to potential short squeezes. That one, they always put that one in there because look at this last week. The availability of content via public media that is published by third parties, including blogs, posts, articles, message boards, and social and other media that may include statements not attributable to the company and may not be reliably accurate. Talking about people like meh and meh. Use of proceeds. Unless we otherwise specify in an accompanying prospectus supplement, the net proceeds we receive from the sale of securities offered by the prospectus will be used for working capital and general corporate purposes. We may also invest the proceeds in certificates of deposit, United States government securities, or certain other interest-bearing securities or other securities in a manner consistent with our investment policy. If we decide to use the net proceeds for a particular offering of securities for a specific purpose, we will describe that in a related prospectus supplement. So they're planning on investing this stuff, is my guess. So, description of securities may offer capital stock. So the stock we have here. So common stock, our charter authorizes up to 1 billion shares of Class A common stock, par value of 1/10 of a cent, and up to 5 million shares of preferred stock, par value of 1/10 of a cent. As of May 4th, 2024, there were 306,186,849 shares of our common stock outstanding. Holders of common stock are entitled to receive such dividends as may be declared by our board of directors from time to time out of assets or funds illegally available for payment, subject to the rights of the holders of our preferred stock, if any. Each share of our common stock entitles the shareholder of record one vote at all meetings of stockholders, and the votes are non-cumulative. For business to be properly brought by stockholder before the annual meeting of stockholders, the stockholder must give a timely notice thereof in writing to the secretary of the company, and such business must otherwise be properly preferred stock. Our charter authorizes us to issue up to 5 million shares of preferred stock in one or more series, and to determine the voting powers, preferences, and relative, optional, and other special rights of the shares of such series, and the qualifications, limitations, and restrictions thereof, subject to the determination of our board of directors, and any certificate or designation for a series of preferred stock. Our preferred stock would generally have preference over common stock with respect to the payment of dividends and the distribution of assets in the event we were to liquidate, dissolve, or wind up our affairs. We currently have no shares of preferred stock outstanding. Anti-takeover provisions. Charter. Our charter and bylaws may be deemed to have an anti-takeover effect and may delay, defer, or prevent a tender offer or takeover attempt that a stockholder might consider in its best interest, including those attempts that might result in a premium over the market price for the shares held by our stockholders. Our charter contains a provision expressly stating that we are not subject to Section 203 of the Delaware General Corporation Law, which would otherwise restrict certain transactions with an interested stockholder. Stockholder action, special meeting of stockholders. Our charter bylaws further provide that special meetings of stockholders may be called only by the chairman of the board of directors, the chief executive officer, or a majority of the board of directors. Authorized but unissued shares. Authorization but unissued shares of common stock and preferred stock are available for future issuance without stockholder approval. This is what we saw today. These additional shares may be utilized for a variety of corporate purposes, including future public offerings to raise additional capital, corporate acquisitions, and employee benefit plans. The existence of authorized but unissued shares of common stock and preferred stock could render it more difficult or discourage an attempt to obtain control of us by means of proxy contest, tender offer, merger, or otherwise. Okay. Dividends, other distributions. Preferred stock depository will distribute all cash dividends, cash distributions, respect of series preferred stock to the record holders of depository receipts relating to the preferred stock in proportion. Insofar possible, the number of depository receipts owned by those holders on the relevant record date, subject to certain obligations of holders, file proof, blah, blah, blah. Preferred stock depository will distribute only such amount, however, as can be distributed. So they're talking about dividends. Nice. More talk about preferred shares. Okay, warrants. They did talk about issuing warrants, and we may offer by means of this prospectus and the accompanying prospectus supplements warrants for the purchase of our common stock, preferred stock, or depository shares, we may issue warrants independently or together with other securities by means of this prospectus. And the warrants may be attached to or separate from such securities. Each series of warrants will be issued under the separate warrant agreement to be entered into between us and a warrant agent specified therein or applicable prospectus supplement. The warrant agent will act solely as our agent in connection with the warrants of such securities and will not assume any obligation or relationship of agency or trust for any holders or beneficial owners of warrants. Prospectus supplement relating to any warrants we offer will include specific terms relating to the offering. These terms may include some or all the following: title of the warrants, the price or prices of which the warrants will be issued, currencies in which the price or prices of warrants may be payable, designation, amount and terms of securities purchasable upon exercise of warrants, the designation and terms of other securities, if any, with the warrants to be issued, and the number of warrants issued with each other security, aggregate number of warrants, any provisions for adjustment of the amount of securities receivable upon exercise of the warrants, or the exercise price of the warrants, price or prices at which the securities purchasable upon exercise of the warrants may be purchased, if applicable, the date on after which the warrants and the securities purchasable upon exercise of the warrants will be separately transferable, a discussion of material U.S. federal income tax consideration applicable to the exercise of the warrants, the date on which the right to the exercise of warrants commence and expire, maximum or minimum number of warrants, exercise at a time, discussion of U.S. federal income tax considerations, information respected book entry, and any other terms of the warrants, including terms, procedures, limitations, blah, blah, blah. Okay. They have units. These units might be combinations of stock and warrants put together. I measure from time to time such amounts as any distinct series as we determine. We'll issue each series of units under unit agreement to be entered into between us and unit agent. We may consider units consisting of any combination of two or more securities described in the prospectus. Each will be issued so that the holder of the unit is also the holder of each security included in each unit. But basically saying you have to be a shareholder to get this crap. Subscription rights. Who cares about that moment? Okay, so that's the meat of it. They got underwriters, experts. They've got all sorts of stuff that Olshan wrote for them. Yeah, so something's brewing. Again, I just wish that they had released this at 4 p.m. Eastern rather than 7 a.m. Eastern. Like, man, just swig of water, not Martinelli's. So, where's the S3 one? Oh yeah. Like Zen Productions, Houston, does the S3 filing have anything to do with Teddy or BBBY, a Fish Wears Mattress Goes Mariners? I don't know. My guess is they released something like this because of the merger acquisition talk they did in their 10K in August of last year. They mentioned merger acquisition 98 times. They are definitely on the prowl, and my guess is that this has something to do with that very specifically. So, John Castro, I have to say this week did not end like I expected. I guess there is always next week. Exactly. We'll just grow big long beards. The hair will thin and gray. Our wrinkles will become profound. We'll be wearing diapers, pushing walkers, giving children butterscotch candies, and drinking iced tea on the porch while slurping on peaches with our teeth on the table next to us. We're so old. Just so old, boss. Scott Paulin at the Vatican after hours to film a movie. Pope Francis gives GameStop his blessing. And to Stuart Houston, what is your favorite Next Generation episode? I'm going to guess Darmok. Darmok is the one where they're like, his eyes wide open. That one. Or hands wide open, arms wide open. Favorite episode. No, I think my favorite episode is. I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think my favorite episode is the one where Picard gets captured by the Cardassians and tortured, and it does a real deep dive into like the psychosis of the tortured and of the torturer, and it's pretty remarkable about like. Now, philosophically speaking, what limits you're willing to go to dehumanize the other in order to obtain your goals, and it's kind of eye-opening. I thought they did a real good job going deep into it. It's kind of a depressing episode, but I think that one's my favorite. Zoom I got it with Nub has a puppy. Tropic. I finally get to watch a stream live. Hi, Houston. Hello, Tropic. No Martinelli's. Jason Blackwell. Yeah, Houston. Last night I went to KFC, got a bunch of chicken. I can scratch that off my bucket list. Green Bull. Vampires draining our blood. Poke them in the heart. Jesus saves. Tropic. They found the just hanging in their poster in Mr. Robot meme video. I read that too. Apparently someone discovered that there's a scene in Mr. Robot where there's like a weird scratching sound, and a sound engineer's like, wait, that's what happens when you render an image as a sound wave. And so they went and deconstructed it, and it was the hang in there poster, which, you know, Roy Kitty famously had in his videos and at his congressional testimony. So just hang in there. We're hanging in there. We're by the skin of our teeth, by the ends of our fingernails. We're hanging in there. Beck's still up over 20, but still up by 27% over the week. Exactly. We're still up. We're just not up, which is where MOAS needs to go. Danjo the Banjo? Damn, I had high expectations for today just for it to get crushed again. I guess I just keep on holding like I have been for 3 years. Sure would be nice for the good guys to win one for once. Yes. Cripple Walnut, hey Siri, play Simon Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Hey, fat cat. You come say hi? Yeah? You wanna come cheer me up? Is that what you want to do? Come on. Come on, fatso. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Here he is. Beefcake 3000. Right? Oh, you're such a chunk. You're such a chunk. Cattail karaoke. Okay. Stay right here. Don't go away. Stay right here and I'll scratch your butt while I do the show. All right. Cattail fur in my mouth. Corporate Walnut. Always a good one. Danjo, so what is your take on the 45 million GME share sell announcement? Any expectations for the next week after the disappointing closing price? It's really hard to gauge because I think they were prepared because I think Max Payne ended up going to 22, right? So we finished right about Max Payne. So I think what we may see is this, unless some weird announcements come out. So, right, the whale who bought those $12 calls, they checked out. They're up $200 million at one point. My guess is they sold it probably around $100 million profit. Not too shabby. Right, Monkey? Not too shabby. For a $1 million investment, get $100 million out of it. Good job. But I honestly don't know where we're going with this. We are awaiting some sort of probably announcement from the company for something very specific, whether it is a merger, acquisition, investment, or something. But I think the volatility got killed real fast with the S3 and 8K that got released today. Michael Steegs, Houston. Is it possible that market makers are already hedged for the leaps, or will we see this next week? My guess is they probably hedged. So I'm going to be like, we're sitting where we're sitting right now. I don't know if it gets, I don't know when the next wave of volatility will come, but my guess is it will come out of some sort of announcement from the company. There has to be a reason why they released that this morning and not this afternoon. Anyone hear anything about the BBBY hearing? I've heard nothing so far. I kind of ended up, woke up, watched the market for a little bit, interacted a little bit, and I just took a little depression nap. Because I was like, sometimes you just gotta close your eyes and just lay there for a while. Hope it all goes away. It doesn't quite, but, here we are. Julius gifted 5 memberships. Tampa Bay Buckeye, Vindicator, Paul M, Tom Zocchi, and Ghost Host all got... That's a 4 for 5. That's pretty good there, Julio. It's a 4 for 5 lurker cast. Nice. All right. Did I miss a super chat? It looks like I missed a super chat in here, but I don't see one. Oh, there's one. Sorry. Short hedge fund butt ram. There is something big brewing. Doesn't make sense. Exactly. There's something brewing. I have no idea what it is. It better be big because, if we had closed at $34, $35, somewhere around there, which was entirely possible with the way the pre-market was going before the release of this document, there probably would be enough gamma Monday that I would have made like 100K. That would have been really nice to have. I would not doubt, like, having a couple years salary in your pocket, it helps. It helps smooth things over, right? And the result with the release of the S3 and 8K means I will not be having 100K in my pocket on Monday. So there's got to be something big brewing. I just sit back, relax. I'm no longer chin stroking. I'm back to thumb twiddling. I'm thumb twiddling. We're twiddling thumbs again. The chin stroking days are over. They may come back, but not by Monday. That's for sure. Okay. Where am I? Ghost Host. There's only one reason DFE would say no fighting, and everyone is failing. Lol. Louis, I got scared my $34 call was going to get killed, so I bought a put to hedge. The put printed. Yeah. Puts definitely did print today. Luis Gonzalez, thank God GME is holding back. I need to load up more tendies. I lost everything and now going back to Simpleton and buying and hold shares. That's what works. In fact, DFV is literally our Lord. Gave us a sign. He isn't worried at all. It's all a matter of time. Yeah, Suljo, Kozinjik. So is there any chance we make money on GME Tuesday? I mean, our share price is still above where those leaps would be. So you'd assume those leaps get executed, right? I don't know why you'd roll over leaps if you're going to make 100% on them. Unless those leaps are not enough to actually cover what your liabilities are. And yeah, so ECB $9.99 inflation burger. That'll get me half a burger at McDonald's these days. Yeah. But I guess the fear is if you execute all those leaps, then you're pushing a whole bunch of buy pressure into the market, and that can cause things to go bonkers beyond where you're sitting liability-wise. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to twiddle those thumbs, man. Twiddle those thumbs. That's what we got. Luis Gonzalez, I'm here because Houston is awesome. Oh, Martin, Houston. Tweet from Hey Ross says GME files new registration, 7 types of securities. Stock flat today, but final moves being made behind the scenes. I'm a brick to beyond. Oh yeah, where is it right now in after hours? I have not looked that up for the last hour. Probably sitting around 22 still, be my guess. 21.34, so it's down a pinch after close. Okay, so there we go. Louis, I like Hey Ross DD. Plus, I can relate to the guy. Hey Ross does put some good stuff. He stopped for a while because he said he had to give his wife more attention, but I guess she's been out of town, so he's been writing DD. Kelly Reed loved Roaring Kitty's tweet of Forrest Gump, meaning Jimmy will run, investing early and not having to worry about money no more. He has definitely gone all out and spent the last 3 years doing nothing but messing around in like a Premiere to making little videos and ripping scenes. Larry Chen tweeted, "Productive week." That might get a chin stroke. Laza, I hate AMC, but I didn't have any play money left for Jimmy, so I bought 2 AMC $20 calls for 2 weeks' time. Let's wait and see. Hoping they print so I can roll a Jimmy calls. Yeah, you know, it's something. Kelly Reed says something brewing maybe next week. I hope so. Hoddle, New Zealand. Hi, all. Sad Jimmy didn't finish higher, but I'm still zen. Exactly. Gotta just center the chi. Take the wins where you get them. Right, monkey? Take the wins where you get them. And go with the flow, right? Remember, if we lose everything, our lives don't change. We're still living the exact same middle-class life we've been living. That's it. We tried. If they lose everything, their worst nightmares come true, and they got to live like us. And we're used to it. We know how to do it. They have no clue how to do it, and they're too old to figure it out now. So, twiddle those thumbs and hang out. Right, monkey? Oh, you're just such a sweet dog. See, as long as I got the sweet dog right here, everything's okay, right? Right? Looking at me, expecting a treat. Her entire love affair with me is nothing but as a treat bag factory. And so you might as well just give into it, right? Right? Yeah, the sound of victory for a dog at least. She's like, calls on stinky beef. Time for that noogie, right? Stinky beef powder all over my desk. Come here. Right there. Let me get it first. Alright, turn off the stinky beef. Turn on the monkey large. Get up in there. Grump. Okay. That's one dog victory. You can always have a dog victory on your hands. Make that dog's day. She's as happy as she'll ever be right now. Maybe not. Maybe she's happier when she kills a squirrel. But next to killing a squirrel, she's as happy as she could possibly be. Oh, and then the reset of the chat. Once I got scroll up for about 10 years. Oh my goodness, I scroll up a long ways. A long ways. Oh, well. Oh, there we go. Okay. Robert Hurt delivering a Chevy 3500 in Tacoma tomorrow if you want a steak dinner. Well, that's fantastic. I don't know how I'm going to get to Tacoma. I'm not allowed to legally drive my car until I get it inspected on Wednesday. So I'm just kind of trapped at the moment. But man, a steak dinner in Tacoma sounds great. We'll figure something out. Send me a message on ye old Reddit. Well, maybe we'll figure something out. Miguel, hope the Bulls step in Monday. I hope so too. Alara, Maria, Yeoman, Curas. To all you clowns in here, losing about $22 was a great victory. I would say an amazing achievement with all the downtrend. I'm enthusiastic for next week. I mean, cross those fingers, twiddle those thumbs, center your chi, stare at the wall, find a beauty in any cherry blossoms that are left, take grandma for a walk, mow your dog, live your life. You still got a life to live. We've been staring at some red and green lines for all week, and now it's the weekend. So you can now reset. You can play some intramural softball. You can do your gardening. You can deliver your Chevy 3500s in Tacoma. Do lots of stuff. So, live your life. Enjoy yourselves. Throw a baseball. Throw a football. Throw a rock. I don't know. Buck on. Sold all my Toy RF and AMC today for GME, 157 shares. Going to get 741 reasons why we raw dog the market next week. All dockets for BBY, especially GME, look like prep work. That's as good an outlook as you can have right there, Bakan. I like it. I dig it. I thumbs up it. Okay. Closing above, not losing above, says Maria. Closing above 22 was great. It was. It was good. It was good. I appreciate it. Luis Gonzalez, the concept I love about this is the infinity pool of shares. How epic is that? Yes. That when the shit does hit the fan, there's going to be just this unattainable mass of shares. And that unattainable mass could very likely be the entire float. It's not out of bounds, especially with as many shares as we think have been sold into the market. There could be an infinity pool of like 170 million or more shares. And then it becomes physically impossible for them to actually close all their short positions at this point. Commitment. Hi, Houston. Any ideas if and how MOS age will affect stocks like No Labs? I mean, they are shorted stock. There are lots of them like it. I'm sure anything that has a short position from a hedge fund at this point will see a pop in their price due to the forced closure of those positions by prime brokers. So, you know, expect a nice bounce from them at some point. When founders want to cry, well, you can cry. You can let it out. Take your depression nap. You know, bake some sugar cookies. Talk to your mom on the phone. And then, you know, enjoy your weekend. So, there you go. Barry's bit exciting times for GME. Now they have more money, and I really believe they will use it for the right thing next week. Up we go. Barry's bit, Houston, thoughts on how you feel this played out today? I still wish that they would have released all this stuff after close today. Just let it close above 34, then release all these documents and party. Because who cares if they hammer it down after hours from these documents? They still have a huge amount of buy pressure they have to get on Monday morning. And if you're going to sell shares, you're going to sell shares at high prices, right? And you can get that Monday morning if you just released after close, not before open. I'm sure they have some reason that someone will explain at some point, but I don't know what that is. I'm looking at this shirt. I think I got this shirt from Michael Mystery. I'm looking at the shirt. I believe this is a lady's shirt. This is a lady's picnic table shirt. I'm just looking at the weird kind of blousey sewn on sleeve things, and I think I'm wearing a lady's picnic table shirt. It did button on the wrong side, so that definitely meant it was a lady's shirt. That's the kind of day we're having. Wearing women's clothing, looking like a picnic table, losing 50% of our investment today. Oh well. Okay. Tacoma. That's because I saw Tacoma earlier. Tampa Bay Buckeye. I'm curious what they throw at it in desperation at around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring it. Well, the new 24-hour market is really weird. The after hours is also really weird. So that'll be what? In about 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. And it's still sitting 21:35, so it hasn't really budged recently. I think everyone's gone to the bars and they're drinking. That's what's happening. Lara Maria Yeoman Curious. The big question is, what are they going to do with so much freaking cash? That's the question. Indeed. I mean, they could raise with the way prices were earlier in the week. If they had this agreement set out months ago, they could have sold into the market at $50-$60 a share and raise billions. My guess is that if they are planning on market selling, that they're going to do it when the price is absolutely astronomical, just like they did the last time around. And they will raise billions upon billions. Like, we can go capture a blue chip company type billions. Just imagine if we get volatility where we're $300-$400 a share again, right? And they're selling slowly in the market each time we get that volatility, dumping a few million shares here, a few million shares there. Shall we calculator it? Let's calculator it. Calculator game. Okay. Calculator. Got to turn off you. Got to turn off you. Okay. All right. So I got 45 million shares. The last time they did this, which was 2021, over like 3 or 4 months, they sold in the market. Usually when there was incredible volatility, so like above $200 a share. I bet their average was probably around $200 a share. So let's imagine they sell $200 a share in the market, right? That would make them $9 billion cash. $9 billion cash. That is more than enough cash to acquire some very large control interests in very large companies. So yeah, it's something else. I mean, if they had sold in to the market today or this week with that at its daytime peaks, what was the daytime peak, like $62 or something? So they could have made $2.79 billion, which would give them close to $4 billion cash on hand total. So it does give them a lot of power, and they do not do it like AMC. They don't. AMC sells in just craters. They just dump it all at once. Oh, we did 25 million shares today. Like, right? Like, and the stock price went down, 40%. That's how AMC does it. GME does it much more smoothly, much more slowly. They bide their time. They got 3 years in which they can sell all this stock. They're not going to do it all at once. And it's not multiple times the float. AMC, what's AMC's float at? Right? AMC's total shares outstanding. AMC total outstanding shares. 295.59 million. So AMC has diluted their float by 200%. 10 months ago, they had 100 million shares in their float, reverse split time. 8 months ago, whenever it was, they did a reverse split. Now they got 300 million out there. And there's still another 205 million to go that they can dilute. So, yeah. This is not going to triple the float. It's not going to happen. Okay. PG. HW, Chase Bank, just upped my credit limit from $12,000 to $32,000. I'm on a pension, fixed income, no request for me to up the limit. What the fuck? Trouble incoming? Why would they? You must have really good credit. That's for one. You must not have terrible credit. So you pay your bills, you have just enough on a credit card or something for them to go, ooh. But why would they want to give you more credit all of a sudden? Especially when these banks have been like eliminating credit. Maybe they're hoping because you've got good credit that they'll make a whole bunch of money off interest from you, and that will help supplement the fact that they're not making money from anyone else. That's interesting. Anyone else find themselves getting like more credit added to credit cards or personal lines or anything like that? Interesting. Obviously, they trust you. They like you. PG. Chase Bank thinks you're a swell person. Hollow NZ, Tampa Bay Buckeye. I think they threw everything at it the whole week, and now they're tripled down on shorts before GME comes out with an announcement. I mean, it does look like a total bear trap, right? Like, you make this announcement, they use that locate of 45 million shares, and they just destroy it. I mean, there was 50 million volume like 10 minutes into the day today. What was ended up being the total volume today? GME. Volume today was 94 million. So they did 50 million. They did half of that basically in like the first 10, 20 minutes of the day. And then the rest of it just kind of trickled. There was a big spike that people had buy orders at exactly $20. There was a huge spike. Where was it? What time of day was that? That was right at about 10 a.m. I don't know, 10:40 a.m. I think is when that huge spike happened. And people just had all sorts of buy orders that got triggered, and the volume went up. But most of the volume was the very open of the day, just bonkers. So, who's messaging me? Anything important? It's just CJ telling me, don't be sad. Oh, you know, you just gotta roll the punches, man. Just gotta roll the punches. Just jiu-jitsu, aikido. Use their body weight against them. Bum, 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 bum. Avant Green, how many shares do you think could have been purchased with out of the money calls for this week? A lot of shares can be purchased with that. That's for sure. Millions. millions. That's for sure. Lucre Speed, I have faith RC. In RC, he'll use the 45 million in MOAS and make a boatload of cash. Yeah, that's where I think they could use that stuff. If it's not being used specifically for merger acquisition, imagine we MOAS and it's thousands of dollars a share, right? You could turn that into like hundreds of billions of dollars. And then you could just go out and just buy Apple. Be like, I own your company now. Yeah, so things can happen MOAS-wise. Alexander K, happy birthday, Houston. Thank you. Brand T, so it is true GME is also selling shares. Got burnt yet again by the BS system. So disenchanted. I don't dare tell wife as I was up enough to pay for a trip she's been pining over. Not anymore. It may come again. We'll have to see what those leaps all do next week. If they get, I don't know if they get rolled over or what. Keegan Murphy, what? Keegan Murphy, what? Happy birthday, Houston. It's always my birthday around here, apparently. I am now about 500 years old. If you count in all the shows, plus my actual birthdays, yeah, we're about 500 years old at this point. Big Molly 12, Jimmy is gearing up for what's coming. They aren't going to dilute at this level like Adam Aaron. BPY Revenge tour merger coming soon. Yes. Ryan H, happy birthday, hi Monkey and Kitty Tail. They all left me. They ditched me. They're gone. I'm alone in this room at this point. D Money. So where is all the hate for Ryan Cohen as you have for Adam Aaron? They are doing the same as AMC. At least AMC is in debt. GME has no debt. Again, like Adam Aaron sells to keep the stock from going up. That's what he does. He dumps tens of millions, hundreds of millions of shares at a time. He strikes deals with companies, hedge funds, and lenders to sell shares at huge discounts compared to the market price. It's completely different. And he's tripled the float, right? There were 100 million total shares outstanding. There's now 300 million total shares outstanding in just a few months. So there's a huge difference in how they do it. If Adam Aaron had not sold any shares, if Adam Aaron had not sold any shares at all for the last 10 months, not a single share, right? What do you think the stock price would be today? It would probably be in the tens of dollars, easily. And then when they had a week like this, where the entire short basket moves, he could then sell a few million shares in the market and make just as much money as he's made over the last year, hammering the float down. So yeah, there's a huge difference in how both of them are doing it. I am still disappointed in the way Ryan Cohen released this information today. I wish he had done it after close. I have no clue why they did it before open. That sucks. But the fact that Ryan Cohen was able to take a huge amount of debt that GameStop had, and in 3 months pay it all off and have $1 billion plus in cash on hand is a huge difference than diluting the entire float by 3x and then paying off drops in a bucket of their debt. I mean, seriously, you have $5 billion in debt and another $5 to $8 billion in obligations, and you've paid off a couple $100 million in debt. Cool. It's the long game I guess we're going for here, while taking the total shares outstanding from 100 million to 300 million. It's he just does it wrong. I don't know how else to describe it for you guys and how it get through your heads. Adam Aaron does it wrong. He takes what should be a smart play and he ruins it. He just taints it. He just smears a turd on it when he does it. And let's not forget, he thought he was sexting with a teenager at one point. Right? Like, oh yeah, I think you're that 17-year-old ballerina I saw at the theater. Let's send all these naked pictures to each other. Well, turns out you're blackmailing me. I better call the FBI. You don't need him, dude. No one needs him. The board needs to get rid of him. He needs to be gone. Have somebody who's good at their job do his job. CJ. All right. Tampa Bay Buckeye, hold on New Zealand. They will try the old IV crush on Monday. If so, eyeing up $126 calls. I want that IV to drop and Vega to go to 0.1 and then game on, MFR. A little push on Monday would be nice. I get out from under the options I have. I don't think I'll ever get back to get all that money back. But I can use it to make another play later. What's left? Tyler Clendenin. What if the plan is to perform a stock split, reference in Kitty first 2 tweets today, and then do a share offering, meaning they haven't diluted yet? The filing could be a bear trap. There was things referencing splits. There was it a Kitty tweet or was it a Ryan Cohen tweet? One sec. I gotta go there. Go here. Pink. No, must have been a Kitty tweet, the split one. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, maybe there's a split. Generally, you don't do splits unless the stock is like triple digits, and we're not there yet. I don't know if you'd want to do a split when the stock price is $20. That just seems a little unnecessary at the time. So, okay. Bitcoin began to think the game is rigged. Well, there's a lot of rigs going on. A lot of rigging. Platinum, a shelf registration is a good thing. If GME had it a week ago, they'd have made a killing. Really bad timing, though. Don't know why they did that. Exactly. Like, it's okay to have a shelf registration, right? It's just, why did you feel the need to announce it this morning, but 2 hours before open? Just, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Huddle New Zealand, I'm confident the share offering was just to drag the shorts in further, like DFV said. They're playing chess and using the algos against the hedge funds. Yeah, and there's still probably $40 to $60 million left of the buyback ability of GameStop. That's enough to like move a market for a day or two and just cause lots of options to go back in the money again. So they can generate this thing anytime they want, and let's see where it goes. Carla Giles, hey Houston, do you think GME can become a holding company? If so, what would the stock price be? I think that's exactly where they're heading towards. They've got that $1 billion they can use to spend on acquisitions and investment. I think that's the goal, is to turn GME into a Berkshire Hathaway, so it just becomes a holding company for billions of dollars in assets that then pay out. And then GameStop itself is just an entity that happens to be owned by the holding company. What the stock price can be, well, some holding companies are $600,000 a share, other ones are $20 a share. I guess it just depends on how many shares you're willing to have out there. So, if Berkshire had done stock splits, then their share price would be much lower. But they haven't done any splits whatsoever. They just keep holding, and it's at $600 and whatever $1,000 a share as a result. And I think they do that specifically so that really only accredited investors can truly afford to buy the shares of their holding company, whereas others don't care. They want mom and pa to be able to get in on it. PPARP04 Houston, were you surprised to see the response of the powers that be and their ability to manipulate the market in this way? Is there a limit to their powers? No. I mean, powers that be, they will do what they can. They are an active foe. They've got some super geniuses on their side. They've got access to trading computers and algorithms and high frequency trading and capital that we will never have access to. But they also have liabilities far beyond anything you and I could ever rack up. They owe so much money. And they're basically treating these naked shorts as a Ponzi scheme, right? They're just selling stuff that doesn't exist, and then they're using that to give their hedge fund members profit as a result. And that is essentially a Ponzi scheme. So they're all powerful until they aren't. And at some point, Ponzi's come collapsing down. They'll all end up in prison, or at least like hiding overseas in non-extradition countries, tending to their bank accounts in weird offshore islands. So it can't last forever. It just doesn't, right, Monkey? It doesn't last forever. It doesn't, right, buddy? No. Yeah, right? Your little nose. Look at you, little dog. Look at you. Here, come here, little nose. Look at the little nose up there. Oh, there's a nose. Okay. ECB Tilray made a similar announcement to GME selling shares, anticipating squeeze. Well, Tilray, I think, is realizing that they're a pot company, right? So you have all these pot companies that are basically just giant erections right now because the declassification of pot as a controlled substance is going from, was it class 1 to class 3 or whatever? And it's going to allow them to like have access to bank accounts and lines of credit and all sorts of things that these companies could not have access before. And they won't have to deal with so much cash and all the storage of that cash and the security involved with all that cash. They can just keep it electronic in bank accounts, which will make business so much more efficient for them. So yeah, companies like Tilray and other pot stocks are going to rocket the minute all that declassification comes along. And Z, crazy that other stocks have had a run well over 340% in the last week, and with no halts, but GME got smashed with them. It's interesting that GME gets hit with halts on the way up, but never hit with halts on the way down. So weird, right? Weird. They can drop the stock price 50% instantaneously at open, and there isn't a halt. Huh. We live in the weirdest, dumbest timeline. Aaron Heiss couldn't say this on Super Stonk because brigading, but Girk had a very logical breakdown of GME this week on a sub worth looking into if he has guts. I don't hate Girk's guts. I think he was right on about the hedging done by market makers and option sellers, and the fact that they got the price down below a certain amount, they could just dump shares on the market and crash it even further. I think he was bang on that assessment. It's all Fugazi, yeah. Okay, where are we? I'm finally past the start of the show in the chat. Avocado's bigger bear trap. I sure hope so. You can't trap me as a bull, though. I feel a little trapped at the moment. Avocados warrants for shareholders only, very likely. President Productions, I'm glad about IEP calls on Monday and Tuesday, over 100 and at $5 and $10 per contract. Yesterday they were selling at 180 for my $50 strike. All right. They had a little bit of green on them today or this week. Avant Green scooping 100 more shares. There you go. Jeff Chrisman, do you think retail ever win? We're dealing with a lot of money. People have killed for less. Why is everyone repeating Ross over and over again? Ross. At some point, if you play it right, if you play it right, and when the big boys finally bit off more than they can chew, they're gone. It happens. It happened in 2009. Happened in 2001. Happened in like every step of the way. 1987 crash. Sometimes you get too greedy, and you get overextended, and your scam just can't pay off anymore. And none of these dudes can figure out how to close their scams down and walk away without getting into trouble. And so, yeah, if you're on the opposite end of it, you can win. You can. You can do it, man. We had a little bit of that this week. My hopium held on a little too long. I should have swapped out my calls on Tuesday, and I didn't. But, oh well. Live and learn. Facepalm yourself some more. Ian Clare, heard GameStop also mentioned they can offer warrants. Can you elaborate on that? Warrants are kind of like little call options. One warrant can be for one share of stock. So basically, it's like a future offering. Hey, you can buy this if you give us $1 now. You can have the right to buy this stock later at this price, regardless of where the price is for the stock. Kind of like that. So that's one of the things that warrants can do, and they're offered a lot when there's like merger acquisitions, when they're doing something squirrely. Yeah. So see where it goes. And it's just a roller coaster, man. That's what GameStop does. You just ride that roller coaster up and down, and we're used to it. It's just been a couple years since we've been on that roller coaster. So, yeah. Plus, it's all entertainment expense at this point. Are you not entertained? You guys have something to do every single day as a result of this, right? You're like, you talk about it, you watch things about it, you read about it, you post about it, it is consuming a lot of our time. It is a hell of an entertainment expense. So think of it that way. Just think of it as a very expensive entertainment expense that may pay off in lotto ticket proportions for you at some time. So, center that chi, twiddle those thumbs, enjoy your weekend. Lee Meadows was up 15K and back where I started. That's kind of how it rolls. Jeff Crispin, U3 Halt, what makes you think they won't U3 Halt GME? They will not U3 Halt GME. U3 Halt is used for very, very, very specific circumstances, and the shitstorm that the U3 Halt MMTLP created has resulted in almost every employee at FINRA probably having suicidal thoughts. And that's just 64,000 investors. If they were to do something squirrely in U3 Halt GME, they would have 10 million of the craziest, most unhinged people in the entire world forming an army, and people would die. They are not going to U3 Halt GameStop. They know that their lives depend upon not U3 Halting GameStop. So yeah, they're not going to do that. There are people in this movement who are absolutely insane, have nothing to lose, and they will take people with them on the way out. They're not that dumb. They learned their lesson with MMTLP, and I doubt we will see a U3 Halt on a domestic stock for a long time. So no, they're not going to U3 Halt it. They'll get circuit breakers. They'll use the circuit breakers like crazy. but they won't do a U3 halt on that at all. Thrasher Canary, why was there a buyback of GME shares earlier this week if they're now doing a share sale? Who knows, man? They can do whatever they want. They have authorized buyback. They have authorized share sales. They can just be messing with everything the entire time. Avocados. Hey, Ross. Oh, that's Ross who said it. Ross Brown, pullback is sometimes indistinguishable from a gun being cocked. That's the quote. Thank you. That's why everyone's saying Ross over again, because I finally got to that point. MNBV. Did some calls next week for fun. Started loading a lot more October and January calls. Some decent prices in the last 5 minutes. When the minute the stock price kind of levels out for a day, that implied volatility just vanishes. So, yeah. There's some good purchases to be made there. Lee Meadows, hope you're doing well, Houston. Any news on BBBY? That's what I was wondering. Did they have the hearing today? Kroll. BBBY. Anything new come out of the hearings today? Let's have a look-see. Docket. Okay. Nope, just more complaints against a bunch more. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adversary. Looks like adversary. These are all filed today. Adversary. So like over 100 got filed yesterday. And we are at, let's see here, adversary. Oh, that's 16. Okay, where'd the 17 start? So 3196 all the way up to 3286. So another 90 adversary complaints were filed today. This is the clawbacks that you do in bankruptcy. So if you made payments to creditors, etc., of $1,000 or more in the 90 days leading up to when you declared bankruptcy, you reserve the right to go to those creditors and get that money back. And so looks like Goldberg, for the liquidating estate, is going through and clawing all that money back that they paid to creditors in those 90-day periods. And so they're at a couple hundred so far. My guess is we'll probably see more get filed. And it amounts to probably tens or hundreds of millions of dollars that they can get back for the estate. This is the type of stuff you do at the end of a bankruptcy. So it's a good sign. It's a good sign. So, yeah. Wink. But I've not heard anything about the potentiality of the hearing that was scheduled for today, or if it got pushed off again. I napped because I was bummed about the giant drop in price today. Robert Hurt, tinfoil question. Any chance a hedge fund was behind the play to acquire 45 million shares? No. Unlike Adam Aaron, Ryan Cohen will not sell directly to a hedge fund. He will sell either in some sort of swap for equity, if there's a merger acquisition of a company, or he'll sell into the market at incredibly high prices. But he will not. They don't have any debt to worry about, so having like creditors they can do a debt for equity swap with. He hates hedge funds and wants them all to die, so you're not going to see him spend money on that either. So no, he's not going to do anything with hedge funds. Okay. Victor M. Houston, community, let's stay positive. I think RC and GameStop have a plan. Maybe they plan Teddy BBY acquisition or something diabolical, which could moas us and then pretend with their announcement any market manipulation which can lead to them after MOS. I do think they have a game plan. I don't know what the specifics of that plan is. I just really, really wish they had waited till after close today to make the announcement for those shares. That timing just sucks so much. Right, Monkey? You're on the floor because it sucks so much. I can tell. You're just down there on the floor. Yeah, it's a big sigh. I know, I get it. Just a big sigh from a medium-sized dog. Daphne, we're battle hardened. Yeah, we're used to this stuff. We're used to it going whee over and over and over again. It is definitely a roller coaster ride, man. Hey, Buckeye. Houston, do you think the algos are afraid of your shirt pattern? Brilliant. I mean, my lady's shirt? I'm scared of this shirt. I need to have like ants crawling all over me or something. Okay. Ray Grump's theory is that you're prepping those 45 million shares to be used as a trade swap on some sort to buy BBY. There's math on the 741. Someone calculates out. I'd accept that. They're definitely got something planned that we are not a part of. The interesting stuff is in the language of the bankruptcy plan, the one we see, right? The liquidation plan. We don't know what in the reorganization plan, but liquidation plan basically says they reserve the right to reverse the entire bankruptcy if fraud has been found to be the cause of the bankruptcy. And the lawsuit that Goldberg is issued against the board, the old board of BBBY under Mark Tritton, is a fraud case. Like, hey, you guys failed your fiduciary duty to the shareholders, did these stock buybacks not in the best interest of the company, and as a result, drained all the money so they could no longer afford, stuff to sell in their stores, and you committed fraud. And so if it's found that fraud has happened in that, you can reverse the entire bankruptcy. Bed Bath & Beyond can get everything back from that. And I don't know what that would mean, because like companies like Overstock have changed their entire identity to Bed Bath & Beyond, right? They are Bed Bath & Beyond now. They're no longer Overstock. So how do you claw that back without destroying a whole other brand in the process? It'd be very interesting to see what comes out of that. See what we got to do in the Houston PP show tonight. I'm gonna try to do PP show tonight if they're still running when I get home. It'll be late. It'll be probably 9:30 Pacific by the time I get home. So hopefully, PP, if you're still running, I'm gonna swing by, and we'll see what we can do. First day production, happy birthday, Houston. Can you repeat the part about the stuff where you said all the things? Yes. Okay. Oh, Monkey, come here. I'm gonna close the door because somebody started the dryer with what sounds like rocks in it. So, dryer balls are the loudest thing in the entire world. I know that little dryer sheets are not the most environmentally sensitive thing, but they don't make god-awful noise. So, all right. Now it's just gonna get brutally hot in here. What are we at right now, temperature-wise? You're at 64. That's not too bad. We're at a good, comfortable temperature here. It can definitely get to 90 on some days in here. Avocados, if it makes you feel any better, Houston, I passed 100K on GME across all accounts. I believe they're going to be worth much, much more. On the plus side, the Roaring Kitty memes have been chef's kiss. They've been hilarious. That man has spent, I mean, if he's doing all the video editing himself, way to go, Keith. You do have the money. You can hire an entire team of like TikTok teenagers to do it for you and watch all those movies and cut all those pieces out. But the sheer volume of clips he's been posting is insane. That is just, for me to edit one of those things would take me all day. And he's pumping out like 30 a day. It's just bonkers. Test luck. If any one of us here did fraud schemes, we'd be immediately put in prison, but they can do whatever they want. I mean, just look at FFIE, right? All week, you guys have been getting hounded with FFIE. And the stock price did. It went from 3 cents to, what, $4 or something? Where did it go today? It went to $3.86, right? So, oops, not that one. This one. There we go. So, it went to $3.86. Over the last week, it was at 4 cents. Monday of this week, and everyone started pumping it, pump. Oh, it's heavily shorted, pump. Bam, rug pull right there at noon today. Right around $4, they rug pulled you. And who was behind it? Zach Morris of Atlas, was Atlas Securities. Zach Morris last October was arrested for a $100 million pump and dump. His co-conspirator pled guilty. Zach Morris's lawyer was good enough that he was able to figure out that federal agents misled the federal judge who signed the warrant, and they were able to prove that in a hearing, and the judge basically forced them to dismiss the case. It's not that Morris did not commit the crimes; it's just that the federal agents who prosecuted the arrests fucked up. And what did he do? He is behind this Faraday Future Intelligent Electric Incorporated, FFIE, this pump and dump that happened. And he's going to go to prison for this one, right? He just made himself $1 billion in the process. And like they had to shut down the Roaring Kitty subreddit because it was taken over by bots. You know, these like nameless bots on Reddit who were pumping it back and forth to each other. All the comments were from bots. All the posts were from bots. They were filling up, Facebook Wall Street Bets. They were filling up all sorts of other channels, filling up Twitter. You were seeing it everywhere. There was a bunch of them posting in my chat this week. You know, have you heard about FFIE? Oh, if it's going to scream, it's going to go to $1 bajillion. And they rug pulled you at 4. And a well-known huckster, Zach Morris, was behind it. And he's going to go to prison on this one. You better believe that the feds are not going to mess up on their arrest warrant on this one. And if Zach Morris has any brains whatsoever, he's already left the country. He's in UAE or something like that right now, avoiding federal prosecution. So, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Pump and dump. I hope you guys made some money off of it and you bought some puts at, I don't know, $3 or whatever. And you made a couple $100 after every single one of those puts. So, way to go if you did. Bam. Karen Mirza, here's a donation for a dog treat to create positive energy. Well, shall we do some more, Monkey? You want some more? Do you want some more? We got, I got what's left in this bag. One more, plus 2 little ones. Does that work for you? Yeah? All right. That seemed to be exciting. Now we'll finish this bag. How we do the big one? Come on, get the big one. Come on, get the big one. Yes. We'll do these 2 little ones. And then there's like some dust in here. I don't know if you can even lick that dust up. But here's the little guy. Ah, that's my finger. Gotta be more gentle than that, buddy. One more? One more? Yeah? Okay. You wanna lick the bag? Stick your face in there? Play spaceman? Yeah? Here. Here. Get your tongue on that. Yeah. Get your face in there. Come on, monkey. Get your face in there. Right there. Right. There's just, yeah, right there. You got that? Lick that cracked dust. Okay, there you go. Done. You put most of the dust on me though. Oh, you're such a good little dog. Oh, you just do your dog stuff. That's what you do. You sit there, you wait treats, you get pet. I can't ask for more than that. You're always ready to go on an adventure. So you do your job as a dog very well, Monkey. Very well. You're not too stinky, which is great. That wash and wear coat is fantastic. Okay, treats out of the way. Grizzly Giant is absolutely coming in here, just being angry. He's been angry in the chat in the post show comment section all week because I talk shit about Adam Aaron because Adam Aaron is shit talking worthy, and just absolute clown show there, Grizzly Adams. Yeah, so Grizzly, I know that you're a giant bag holder on AMC and that you've probably lost, an incredible fortune on it. I get it. But Adam Aaron is not your savior. He is going to destroy the value of your shares even more. Because what's going to happen is he still has 300 million more shares he can dilute into the market. Right? And he will do so, and the stock price will drop below $1. And when it does, he's going to do another reverse split. And when he does another reverse split, he'll do another 10 to 1, 100 to 1, something like that. And your stock is going to be down 99.99% from where it was a year ago. And you're going to come on here again and be like, well, we're just saving the company. At your expense, dude. It's one thing to save the company and provide value for shareholders. It's another thing to save the company and absolutely destroy everyone who owns shares in your company. Like, those are two entirely different things. You can save a company and give value to shareholders. That's what GameStop has done. Or you can kind of save a company. He's got new revenue streams. He sells popcorn now. Ooh, wow. That's fantastic. Oh, he sells popcorn. It's him and Orville Redenbacher out there selling popcorn for everybody. No one cares about fucking popcorn, dude. What they want is their share value to have value. And a stock that's at $3 when it was at $300 a year ago is not saving anyone value in their shares. It's not happening. Adam Aaron sucks. Just admit it already. Your life will improve vastly if you just let go of this unfounded hero worship of Adam Aaron. He blows goats. Adam Aaron blows goats, and he also texts girls he thinks are teenagers. So those are two things Adam Aaron does well. He blows goats, sexts teen girls. So, what are you going to do? Double down, I guess, right? Well, he might sex teen girls, but, at least he loses me money. So, all right. Test luck. At this point, I don't care about a squeeze. I want to see them in federal prison. Why not both? I would love to have retirement money, but I would also love the schadenfreude of seeing them all go down in a blaze of glory, either to the poorhouse or the big house. One or the other. I'm okay with it. Soccer Mark 4. Soccer Mark 4. Soccer NMK 4. Did you see Buffett's new investment was Chubb? They were a stalking horse bidder. I wonder if that's what RC meant by thumb war challenge tweet. Chubb is a weird company because Chubb is also their Russian arm. The side that does insurance in Russia is who posted the bond for Trump in the E. Jean Carroll case. It's like super MAGA dude. They're a very weird company tied into some very weird things. So it's interesting, to say the least, that they're involved in this and somehow. Yeah. Test luck I hold for all. We recognize your sacrifice. Aw, fat cat. Lord Apes here polluting away. And people thanking Julio for the memberships. Fly by Fry, Houston. First time catching you live from Vienna, all the way there in Austria. I love your show and the informative content you produce. How are we ever going to keep the price up if hedgies can short without repercussions? I mean, I don't know what the answer is to a permanent push of the price. 2021 had pretty big long year average where the price was around $100 a share, which is $25 today. We're now sitting close to that, $21, $22. Time to check 30 minutes later what the after hours is doing. And the after hours is 21.26. So still sitting around $21 right now, which is, $85 pre-split, which is kind of like the intermediary low between volatility sessions that they had in 2021. My guess is eventually, to keep the hedgies from hammering this thing down, you have to emerge as such a large cap company in the end, producing insane profits. And you probably get that by being a holding company. Just like I want to see all the hardworking men and women who investigated get rewarded. Yes. Cameron Mirza, Adam Aaron is like Drake. They're both they both suck. YouTube made me edit my original post. Yeah, I mean, they're both sexting teenagers and poorly copying other people's work. So yeah, I think Cameron, I think you nailed it on that one. Yeah. Yep. Okay, it's 4:03. Got 27 minutes left. Don't see your shade, it might become sad. Well, you're allowed to feel and express your emotions. We all hit it. We all get it at some point, and you work your way through it, and then you enjoy your weekend. Go out there and enjoy your weekend. That's gonna be my advice to all of you. It's spring. Spring has sprung. Get out there, do spring stuff, and enjoy your weekend. And we'll do it all again Monday. Paul M. My shit was on autoplay and suddenly I heard my name. Thanks, Julio. Nice. Rosamund want to get stroking again. I would love for the stroking to continue, but no. Thumb twiddling. We have downgraded from a thumb stroking warning down to chin stroking warning down to thumb twiddling. We are expert thumb twiddlers. It's okay. It's we've been here. We've done that. We twiddle them thumbs. Ghost Hose RK Burn Critty has several memes suggesting a plan. Let the man cook. I do think there is a plan. I think there's a giant plan that we have, only seen through the cracks, movements of shadows in the light, and so we know something's going on behind those closed doors. We don't know what it is at all. Mark Sloan, are you still going to try and be on PP Show tonight? I am. So if you guys let PP know, I will be there late, probably towards the end of the show. I will be there tonight. So, yeah. What's the Central Time? So 11:30 Central Time. Hopefully I'll be able to get home to do that. I'll be there. A couple of repeat questions. Gotta scroll past those. Tampa Bay Buckeye. Keep watching the Three Greek Stooges on Leaps. 126. Delta IV Vega 2. What could happen? What is the let's look at what next week is holding for us. Come on. So 24th, that is next Friday's weeklies, and there's not very much open interest on stuff here. And it doesn't go all the way because I have some lotto tickets at 115 for next week, and not even listed here. But I've got some at 45, Some at 40, and I don't see 40 listed here either. So maybe this is not as complete as it should be on the Yahoo side. We got 34s and 35s, so I have a bunch of those. Weird Yahoo. Your options chain is incomplete. Jeff Crispin, dang it, I'm 60 and want to retire. I'm 43-ish and I want to retire. Let's all retire. Aaron Sounding, Houston, did you see the stock FFIE went from 3 cents to 3.99 high in 3 days with a billion volume each day? How is that possible? Could have turned $700 and $60K in 3 days. Missed opportunity. And you could have gotten rug pulled today like they did to everybody because it's a pump and dump. Zach Morris is a criminal pump and dumper. He was behind this. It's going to drop further. He's done. He's gone. He's out. He probably bought 1 billion shares over the last several months and was prepping for this. Bought all these bot farms. Everybody started talking about it and those bot farms on Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else. And people went, oh, I'm getting in there. And hopefully people got in there and got out and made their money off of it. But they rug pulled it. It's done. J-Dog, what's the movie where the clue was backwards to go forwards? Was that Tenet? I don't know. I mean, if you can get into pump and dumps early and get out before the rug pull it, you can do very well. Oh, okay. The chat reset and I'm so far behind. I am really, really, really far behind. Oh my gosh. And I'm so far behind that I missed a whole chunk of the chat. They're gone now. So I'm stuck at about 3:11 p.m. So I've missed your chats. I apologize. They just disappeared when the chat reset. Copy and paste. Coming back to X, he's not allowed. They took his account, and Julio says use Houston's name. That should work. Copy paste Houston is between brother, but he denies it. I deny this 100%. Filthiness, Houston, you thinking we get another meme run into mid next week? Another sell-off going next Friday? It's going to be really hard to figure if there's enough pressure from the options chain going the money. Because I think they were at or just below max pain. So there might not be that much pressure from the options guys to cause gamma for next week. That isn't to say that there couldn't be weird news that comes out, or some whale that jumps in, or GameStop doing further stock buybacks. Like things can happen. So see where it goes. Rosemoon calls on Houston cross-dressing. They're printing for you. This lady's blouse is... I'm pulling it off, though, I think. Daphne, we should come back to X. Hold your nose, ignore Elon is a great, fast knowledge information source in real time. It is, but they won't... I have to get new computers and new phone to ever get past the fact that they've blocked my machine addresses from me ever being able to get my normal account back or making a new account. So that's one problem. Also, the people posting on Blue Sky, like oh my gosh, the feed is so much better. Like, there are no bots. There are no bots, and there's no blue check weirdos to have to deal with. So that is a blessing. Granted, they don't talk about everything going on in the world, like happens over on Twitter. But what would be better is if Elon Musk just, I don't know, walked into the sea. That'd probably be the best thing he could do, and then Twitter will become usable again. Peach Sunday, very nice shirt, Houston. Can you add a red bandana, white shorts, and a boat shoe would be a French sailor? Oh. Scott Dillman, could this be a short trap? Have 45 million more locates and therefore 45 million more short shares, but never actually sell them in the market. That happened when shorts were desperate, maybe for that reason. It's very true. I mean, it appears that's exactly what BBBY did right before bankruptcy. They announced like, hey, we're going to sell, 400 million shares, and then they just never did, and then cancel all those shares. But the stock price got hammered down in the process because all of those shares were used as locates for shorting. So when this is all said and done, maybe that's what they're doing. They're just adding to the bear trap. Justin, possible Sunday announcement. They would have to let the market react to these filings first. It's true. But man, then do it Monday and then have an announcement Tuesday. Since you're 206, Houston, I know you mean well, but maybe now we taking Roaring Kitty's advice, no fighting. There's no need to talk down to other stocks because our enemy is the same. Kill negativity. I mean, our enemy is Adam Aaron. that's what I've been trying to say for 3 years now. I've been saying it for years. I tried to push a movement to put a shareholder on the board at AMC, and the board turned it down. They rejected it every step of the way. There are people in this chat who own more shares of AMC than the entire board put together. They are our enemies. So I'm not saying the shareholders of AMC are enemies. I'm saying the board and Adam Aaron specifically are our enemy. They do bad things. They hurt the share price. They kill the squeeze. They help the short hedge funds. They are our enemy. So I'm not fighting with the AMC holders. I'm fighting with Adam Aaron, who sucks donkey balls at his job. And he does that because he's paid to suck donkey balls. And he who he thinks are underage girls. So those two things combined, I can't let that part go. Adam Aaron, you suck at your job. But you're paid to suck at your job, so I guess you're doing a good job at sucking at your job. But you need to go away. And the entire board needs to go away. You need to have somebody who's good at their job for the shareholders be in that job. Those are the things that needs to happen to AMC. I just feel like a broken record again and again and again. The crystal ball isn't always right, but with regards to Adam Aaron, has been 100% right so far. Just 100% of the time. Absolutely. I've been nailing it for 3 years now. Just what a giant stinky turd Adam Aaron is. And he's just wafting into our noses. And there's just some of us who have that shit-eating grin because they know they're eating shit. And they're like, I have sunk cost fallacy. So I'm just going to pretend like this shit tastes good. It doesn't. It tastes like shit. And you just got to admit when things taste like shit that they taste like shit. And Adam Aaron just is shoveling it into your face. And he's like, look at this shit. Huh? We're going to market some popcorn now. Is that going to save the company? Ha yeah, we're going to dilute another 300 million shares. Ha eat it, turd. And you just eat it, man. Just bite after bite after bite. Adam Aaron could be a hero, but he's not. He's just not. And I can't bite my tongue on that. He just sucks. He sucks so bad. every step of the way, he has an opportunity to absolutely just murder shorts, and he does the one thing they want him to do, which is dilute cheaply and dilute directly to whoever the evil companies are that are short of this on AMC. It's just I'm so tired, boss. Good shots at Hefe. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Saren Sounding, Houston. I went to court over the Apple. My lawyer told me the DA wants me in jail for 14 days or 1 day community service each. My lawyer told them no. So I'm going to talk to the judge July 2nd. Yeah, if you guys don't remember, Aaron was working at a grocery store. A customer returned an apple, but didn't want their money back. Just like, I don't want the apple. And Aaron took a bite of it, and the store had him arrested and fired from his job for taking a bite of what is essentially a trash apple at that point. Absolute craziness. Just the dumbest, stupidest, dumbest. The prosecutor is probably wasting thousands of dollars at this point, even bringing this thing to trial. Just silly. And the judge is probably going to go, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because first of all, it's an apple. It's worth what? 30 cents, right? So it's not even a felony, because a felony has to be $250 or higher. So it's a misdemeanor at this point for 30 cents. So how about you offer to pay 30 cents to settle this entire thing? Like, I'll just offer 30 cents and we can settle this. Or sue everybody involved when you get found innocent by a jury of your peers and own the grocery store. That's going to be, those are your options. MNBV, the real win no one's talking about is how we unlocked higher options chains. It's like getting a chance at legendary item. Shit's amazing. This is what happened before October, January. Aaron Salantine, my lawyer, wants it thrown out. He told me, so I have to talk to the judge in over a month. Yeah, there'll be a hearing. They'll probably file for motion dismiss, drop charges, and the judge is going to be like, yeah, this is stupid. Like, I've got real things to do here, and you guys are wasting my time on a 30-cent apple. Guts for the long term, 100, I agree. After Hours News would not have me gawking at those candles so hard. I think they did it pre-market to set more of a legal trap today than just a bear trap. Very possibly. And I'm willing to entertain those ideas, but my pocketbook really, 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 really wishes they waited till afternoon. Yeah. Ziggy 780, I bet news on Sunday, then it blasts Monday. At the end of the week, they sell the shares at gajillions price. I hope so. That would be really nice. That'd be super wonderful. And then it's like, hey, we just acquired the entire gold reserves of Germany. I don't know. William Jones, but you get a free NFT, discount popcorn, and interest in a gold mine. It's true. You can own a gold mine that doesn't produce enough gold to cover their expenses. Tampa Bay Buckeye, that's funny. I'm a red belt in Hapkido. Heck, this is the most I've heard about you talk about AMC. Every once in a while, the Adam Aaron cultists get me on a rant, man. And it just, he sucks. I don't understand, when someone shows you their true colors and that they're absolute garbage people, not just talking like, hey, they're losing you money, but that they want to sext who they think are underage teen girls, right? Like that, not alone be like, well, you know what? We can find ourselves a CEO who doesn't sext who he thinks are underage teenage girls. Like, let's find one of those. There's probably someone just as good or just as terrible at their job who's not going to get into blackmail schemes with Russian gangsters out of New Jersey who are trying to entrap you in sexting with an underage girl. Like, there are better people out there. And it's amazing to me how much that has been like just swept under the rug. Even the AMC board wouldn't allow any talk about it whatsoever. They're just straight up banning people if they mention like, hey, didn't Adam Aaron that one time think he was sexting an underage teen ballerina and then they blackmailed him for it? Didn't that happen? And then there's delete you from existing in that board. The cult of personality, like if Ryan Cohen came out, if it came out with like Ryan Cohen, you know, was like diddling kids or whatever, I'd be done. I'd be like, all right, I'm out. I just can't do this anymore. So I don't understand where like the moral threshold is for people on these things. You know, I cut out Bill Cosby from my life, who was my hero growing up as a kid because of what he did violating women. That I'm not going to be like, well, you know, Bill happened to ruin the lives of like hundreds of women, but that comedy album was just top tier. I can go find people who are funny who don't do that shit. And I don't need to give my time, energy, and money to people who are terrible, right? It's just, you got to have some standards and you got to stick to them. That's what you got to do. You got to just be able to cut them loose and go from there. All right, let's find some upnote questions here. Daphne, well, it would be interesting to see if everyone bashing Cohen will be eating crow when everything comes out. I think so. I think in the long term, he's got some sort of plan going. I wish I knew what that plan was, because then I could trade accordingly. But because that would be illegal, I cannot. I can just take my best guesses and hope they work out. And sometimes they work out, and sometimes they don't. And here we are. But he does seem to be responding like around earnings. When when we had fantastic earnings and the shorts just hammered it down, I was like, Ryan, you gotta do something. You gotta pull the trigger on something. You gotta make some move. And I think they're making some move. I think they're doing it. I think the move is being made. They're making it very public. They're showing everybody like, hey, fair warning, we're making a move. And don't be surprised if when you wake up, you know, the world is different. The colors have changed. Up is down, black is white, GameStop is a blue chip. So I think that stuff is coming. I think it's coming real hard and real quick. Tampa Buckeye, Adam Aaron would send a dick pic to Voyager 2 if he could. Here I am, alone in the interstellar medium, floating through a river of gas between stars. Bzz, bzz. Oh my God. I like that. That's a good line. All right. Donkey Donk's picnic table woman shirt. Seinfeld split dancer. Yes. Ellie Crow if RC buys AMC. Parquet is not butter. This is true. Fish don't blink. RC has had someone backstabbed him in the back, and when they did the dividend split, maybe he had someone screw him over again. It's also very possible. They did fire that was a CFO who messed up that play, I believe. did the language wrong when they filed with the DTCC, so they're becoming a just split of the stock and not a dividend. So yeah, some things just raw. Avocados, can someone make a spaghetti western with Houston shouting "Porque? Porque?" Julius Miami, Jim Cramer doing a meme stock show tonight. Watch it, Houston, and report back to us. I'll have to watch it on like YouTube or something later. Groovenix, RC knew the stock was running, so why dump shares today? He didn't dump shares. He just made an announcement that they reserve the right to sell shares. That's a big difference. But yeah, why they did it pre-market? It must be because, as people point out, they're going to announce something on Sunday. They have to let the market kind of adjust the news for a day before they make an announcement. But man, it hit me right in the huevos. That's for sure. Matt, so now are you going to quit talking shit about AMC selling shares? No, I'm not. They have tripled the amount of total outstanding shares, right? Over on GME side, the amount of shares that GME will sell will increase total outstanding shares by like, what, 15%? 18%? Somewhere in there? Not by 300%. There's a huge difference, dude. Huge. And they'll sell when the price is up here and not when the price is down here, keeping any movement from happening. How many times do I have to point this out, man? How many times? Por qué? Adele Idris, Teddy sounds as simple as Amazon, but more cozy. It is. It's more. I ordered this from Teddy. I have a Snicker bar, dude. Okay, one more, and then I gotta run away, and you guys gotta go enjoy your weekend. And I will go on the PP show. So Warren PP tonight. That I'm gonna try and get in there and say hello to everyone this evening. So, all right, cool. We're cool with that. RB1986, Stock Markets with Bruce, has just put out a video with a great explanation on today's development of GME. I like Bruce. Bruce is a great explainer of market mechanics. He's OG. Lord Ape says GME will be at 180 next week. Oh, baby. I would like that. And all right, one more. Lord Ape, there's a dude on TradingView who predicted the run up to the T. He also said last night we'd be at $20 today. Next week, he legit believes 180. Floor Dog, I'll take that. I'll take you a nice vacation if we hit 180 next week, Floor Dog. So with that note, I'm leaving for the weekend. You guys have a good weekend. Keep posted. Keep your eyes on any like Edgar filings, perhaps for Sunday if weird things are going to happen. And rock and roll. Like, it's just another stop on the roller coaster. So center that chi. Enjoy your weekend. You know, I don't know, like wrestle a bowl. Whatever it is you do for fun to relax. Have at it. And keep rocking and rolling, right? Okay. We do... oh, and there are no double intros today. So... Ha! Ladies shirt.